afternoon all. Welcome to Hand in Hand Together. So today's video is about men's mental health. Biggie, eh? It's tough. Do you know what I mean? It's in our genes to be protective, to be tough, to be strong, to put our stuff aside to look after everything around us. You know what I mean? It's a big old pressure. Now I know, women have got pressures as well, more than us. On the front of it, men's lives are pretty simple, but I want to talk about the barriers to men speaking up and reaching out for help. I think it's got better over the last 10-15 years, but I still think there's a level of stigma approach to a geezer going, excuse me, I'm really struggling at the moment. Do you know what I mean? I spent last night putting myself to sleep. Yeah, it still doesn't sit well, does it? But there's lots of groups out there. There's lots of supportive social media groups. There's lots of little charities and community interest companies that are helping men with their mental health and their well-being, which are brilliant. And I've been supporting men with their mental health for 12-13 years as a counsellor, but just under 20 years in different forms and stuff. So I know the process that's included to get people through there so that they reach out. Do you know what I mean? I spent the first half of my life pretending I was a proper geezer and that nothing bothered me, and I was bottling it up, and it felt like I had a river of molten lava flowing through my veins, which was quite terrifying at the time, but you kept to yourself, and to cope with that you put in place lots of really self-defeating behaviours which weren't great. But then I learnt that it's okay to speak up. And one of the reasons I started to speak up was because I told my ego to fuck off. Because the male ego is a proper pain in the backside, I've got to tell you. Because of our caveman programming, our ego is like, you don't talk up. Do you know what I mean? You can't show weakness, do you know what I mean? Because you're a man, you've got to be strong. You've got to go and kill dinosaurs and shit like that, do you know what I mean? So we need to get past that. So whenever I have a male here who's struggling to get past behaviours or thoughts that he's really struggling in life, we always have a conversation about the ego and becoming aware of it and the power of the male ego, and giving it a bit of a cuddle and a nurture rather than let it rule our decisions and our behaviours. So fellas out there, if you're struggling to reach out, if you're struggling in life, if you're isolating yourself, if you're struggling with your thoughts and your behaviours, just sit down for 5 minutes and say hello to your ego and see why they're pushing you to keep quiet and not reach out, because it will be hidden somewhere you've already been. So if you want it to be different, you've got to act different. If you want to feel different about yourself and the world that you're in, you're going to have to take a different approach. Okay, now trust me, it causes huge changes that will open up your world to any possibility if, as a male, you start opening up about the things you're struggling with. To your partner, to your friends, to a call line, do you know what I mean, support line, to reach out to a local charity, get involved in something else. Do you know what I mean? Don't try and think you've got to do it on your own. We as men need to become less, what's the word, less macho. Do you know what I mean? We haven't always got to be this rock of strength. If anything, if you want to grow, show some weakness and vulnerability, which I know is scary. Anyone being vulnerable, whatever your sex is a scary moment. But trust me, how that helps you develop and accept yourself is amazing. Because what you want to get through that growth of accepting your bad thoughts and your bad behaviours and the things that you've done in your life that you're not pleased about and stuff. You know what I mean? You've got to accept all parts of you for the man going forward to be different. All right. So it's tough. It is tough. It's a tough route of kind of sticking your hand up and going, yes, world, I could really do with some help. But I promise you, if you stick to it and you have some faith in you and you really, really desire for your life to be different, the starting point is by admitting to it. Okay, and there is lots and lots of support out there. Please, please do not feel like you've got to do this on your own. You know, reach out, you know, start conversations in this channel, do you know what I mean, where we can talk to each other, we can help people with the barriers that are stopping people. There's the Hand in Hand Together group on Facebook where we're trying to create a community of people who can support each other, do you know what I mean? So we don't stand alone, yeah? The best thing I ever done for my life, and the time I started to turn my life around and view it differently, was when I started to speak up. Yeah, it makes a real difference. So if you've got any questions, if you've got any problems, obviously, you know, the virus situation at the moment is causing its own issues around mental health and isolation, and men having that belief that they've got to provide, they've got to stay strong for their family and their friends and all that kind of stuff, which I get, you know, I get, but your family and your friends are no good if you fall apart because you're pretending to be in a position that you're not. Yeah, so be honest with yourself and reach out. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a bit of honesty and asking for help. Okay, so if you need help, start a conversation. If you know of anyone, you know, be there for them. They will reach out when they're ready. All right, so take care of yourselves. It's a really, really important subject, and you know, there will be more videos on this because it's a bit of an endless topic, isn't it? So take care of yourselves, okay? Namaste.